Hello, I'm Petr Horacek and I write and illustrate books for children. And as a writer and illustrator, I go to schools, I go to primary schools and I talk to children and I read stories, and also we do workshops. One of the workshops we would do, I would paint a background for the big picture like this one, and then ask children to finish the picture. And they will draw their favorite characters from their own books or their ideas, and we then later on collage them into the big picture. And I'm not trying to teach children how to draw or how to paint. I just try to inspire them by introducing them to material they may not know yet. I really like to use oil pastels, and children seems to like them because they are very soft and very easy to mix colors. So it's very exciting to see children when they discover how they can mix colors, and that's all I do. I think teaching children to draw, it's a big mistake. I think we all can learn from them. So just from the way how they play, what they come out with, just look at some of these pictures from the workshop. They are absolutely gorgeous. I take lots of photos. Here is a bear on the skateboard, or this gorgeous green horse. Oh, I love this fish. I can't keep all the pictures. I make folders and I look at them every so often. Just this gorgeous bird. If you ask the child why the legs are so separate, he would just quite rightly said, well, how else would the bird stand up? He would fall over if the legs were closer. And I just like the way how children think and how they are not bothered about perspectives and all these things we try to get into their head. I get lots of presents. I get drawings. I can't keep all the drawings, but at least I take photos. And look at this beautiful, colorful horse. This is one of my favorites, somebody riding a horse. Or just look at this delicate, beautiful drawing. It's almost like a drawing by Paul Klee, almost. It's a hare riding, sitting on the carriage, being pulled by a blue horse. This is one of my favorite drawings as well. Or look at this amazing bird. I think these are drawings we all can learn from. I wish I could draw a fox like this. There is another fox, absolute masterpiece. And this is actually illustration for an existing story by a little boy. And this is my latest present given to me by my nephew, who is only 4 years old. And I just love the drawing. I frame it straight away, but before I actually hang it on the wall, I made a little drawing into my sketchbook. I keep little sketchbooks next to my table, and whenever I feel inspired, I would make a little drawing in them. And I have lots of these sketchbooks, and I'm not trying to imitate children's drawing, not at all. I'm just trying to experience the same way how they draw, just doing spontaneously anything which comes into my head. And here is an elephant from my sketchbook. He's got 5 legs, just purely because there was more room for another leg. Sometimes I would paint from some ideas from my sketchbook I would do in the bigger format, like this one. They are not illustrations from the books, but I do exhibit them from time to time. This is another picture from my sketchbook, and one more. This drawing, some of the drawings I actually get from children have a bigger impact on me. I get this beautiful drawing of a bird riding a scooter, and I came home and I did my version of the drawing, which is not as successful, I must say, but then I did the same picture in the bigger format again, the bird riding a scooter. When this book Puffin Peter was published, I gave it to my neighbor and she gave me thank you card, this one. And again, I like the way how she didn't actually check how the puffin really looks like. She remembered there is a lot of color in the bird, so she did a picture of a puffin, but instead of coloring the puffin's beak, she colored his bottom, which I think was quite funny. And I found the biggest canvas I had in my house at the time, which was 1 meter by 80 centimeters. I did this painting of a puffin, inspired clearly by her card. And then is this drawing, which is another beautiful picture, which I keep. And there is a fierce tiger. You can see he's on hunt, and his head it's blue. It's very powerful drawing. I did lots of copies of the tigers with blue heads hunting, and over the year I was painting the tiger until one day I did this picture. It's kind of lost little tiger in the middle of nowhere, and suddenly I started to think about story. And maybe a year or two after, I wrote a book called The Last Tiger. The book was published last year by Otterberry. Here are some of the images, some of the illustrations from the book. And so yeah, it's quite interesting how I get inspired by children's work, but not necessarily for the book, but something stays in my head, and then as a result, just purely being interested about this boy, liking tigers, being interested about the animal, and it resulted in this book. So yeah, I had to put this picture at the end. It's another masterpiece. So yeah, let's just let children to do what they do the best. Try not to interact with their art too much, and that's, I think it's the best we can do. This is one of my latest picture from the garden.